I'm still in this other room because my house is still an absolute mess. I'm gonna set this down really quick. So, yeah, I am trying so hard to get my house organized because I have been buying clothes to sell on Depop and Instagram, etc. because I love thrifting and I love vintage. As you can tell, I made this ugly tie-dye and I'm obsessed with it. I love it. It's so cool. I have a bunch of these made. These are all vintage t-shirts that I don't even know if many people would have bought because a lot of them were really stained. So I think a lot of them would have ended up at the landfill. So anyway, I took them and I tie-dyed them in like a crazy couple of patterns. And I actually double tie-dyed them. So I did them once and they were like a little too pretty, like something you could just get anywhere. And I was like, that's not what I'm going for. Like I want something weird, just like me. Weird. So I double tie-dyed them. So there's like weird patterns, there's all sorts of crazy things. Some of them you'll see spirals, but then you'll be like, okay, but there's like a bunch of other stuff on them. And I'm like, yeah, because I did it twice. I also think I mentioned a kitten in the other videos, and come here, Jack. This is Jack. He showed up at my doorstep a few weeks ago. I think he's about 12 weeks old now, and we have had a crazy ride. So he's actually getting bigger, and see, he's getting fluffy. All he does is bite me. This is our life. He's a good boy though. He's a good baby. So yeah, he's getting big and he's really cute, and I wanted to get rid of him at the beginning because I didn't need another kitten, and then he found his way to my heart because he's really cute. How could you give this up? It's a Jack. And then now another kitten wants in while I'm doing this video. But I'm probably going to kick them both out because they don't need to be in here while we're talking. So anyway, that's Jack. Out. Everybody out. There we go. If you hear meowing, it's because they're upset with me. So anyway, my house is still a mess. I'm getting there. I was at IKEA earlier getting a few new boxes and some bags and stuff for clothes. I still don't have a perfect solution, but I built a shelf and I'm working on it. So I will do another video on what exactly is happening with the clothes that I'm going to be selling, because I'll show you exactly where they are. Maybe we'll go through a few more that I'm going to go through today. But until then, today is a quick video to show you the first item that I actually purchased from Depop, and I thought it would be kind of fun to do a quick unboxing video. And I don't know, I guess I've made some sales. I think I've made like 3 sales through Depop and a couple on Instagram, and it's just kind of fun to see how other people put together their purchases or their sales from Depop or from, you know, any local seller. And I wanted to show you the shirts that I got because I think they're so cool. So first of all, this shirt behind me is a Magic Johnson tee from the 90s, and it's just so cool. Like, it's an all over print, as you can tell. Let me just take it down really quick. I left the price tag on so I can kind of show you like what we're working with. It's a size XL. Just make sure that I'm not crazy. Yeah, it is. I'm right. It's a size XL, and again, it's from the 90s because that's when these t-shirts were made. Or early 2000s at the very, 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 very latest, because there is no date on this actual t-shirt. On some of the Magic Johnson shirts, there are dates on them. And if I'm wrong with any of this stuff, just drop it in the comments, because like, believe me, I'm just getting into these tees. I'm just kind of obsessed because I think they're super cool. And so I live in Kansas City, as I'm sure you guys know, and the Chiefs are kind of a big deal, but I'm actually raised a Packers fan because I'm from the Upper Peninsula of Michigan originally. So I found this super amazing all over print tee. Hope you can see it all. It's just these really, really, really cool details. These little arrows here from Arrowhead Stadium, the Chiefs, etc. This crazy little like zigzag pattern. Another arrowhead. Says raw power. It's so dope. It has this really, really, really cool like speckled grainy pattern. It's so 90s, right? It even like 80s, 90s. Like, it's just so cool. And it has detail everywhere. Like, I just wish that they had more of these all over print tees everywhere. They're just so neat. I think we have single stitch. I'm just making sure that I'm not being crazy. Yeah, it's single. That's pretty single stitch to me. It's just so cool. And then again, the back, it says Chiefs. It's really, really cool. And MJTs, it stands for Magic Johnson Tees. So anyway, but I was raised a Packers fan. So, of course, being a seller on Depop, I'm perusing the Depop sometimes. And since I found that super cool tee, it was $9. And to me, I was like, ooh, it's kind of pricey being at the thrift shop. But your girl had a 30% off. And so the t-shirt ended up being about $6.30 before taxes. It's not bad. It's not bad. But I perused the Depops and found an MJT for the Packers that wasn't insanely expensive, because some of them, these t-shirts go from between, like, let's just say between $60 to $150 to $250 to as high as like $599 I've seen them listed for. Sorry, lipstick on my teeth, probably. Cool, Megan. You're really, really classy. So yeah, these range really, really all over the place. And this one is one of two that I've seen for the Chiefs. I've seen other ones like Miami Dolphins, Bears, a bunch of other teams. But what I'm talking about is the Magic Johnson tees seem to range like really, really all over the place. And they're just kind of harder to come by, it seems like. So just really depends on the value, the perceived value, just like anything, right? So anyway, my perceived value for a Packers tee was around, I don't know, I didn't need it. I can see that they would run a little higher because the Packers are awesome. But I was willing to pay around like $60, which I know I'm a low baller. I'm kind of a cheapskate. It is what it is. I'm sorry. But I'm not going to like go on there and like lowball people because I don't want to be rude. But someone from Canada actually was selling a really nice Magic Johnson tee, Packers, for $75 Canadian. I was like, okay. And so I did some conversions and stuff, and it ended up being like kind of reasonable. But I went to Florida and I messaged him and I was like, would you even consider doing international shipping? Because some of them just like don't want to bother. And I totally understand that international shipping can be kind of expensive and kind of a pain. He's like, no, for sure. It's only like $10. I'm like, dope, I'll keep it in mind. But again, I was in Florida, I was at a wedding, and I was just busy. So when I got back from Florida, I checked my Depop and this person had the same shirt on sale for 60 Canadian. So all said and done, once I purchased, it ended up being, I think it was $55.46 American, including shipping. And like I said, to me, it was like worth about $60, probably plus shipping or whatever, that I was willing to pay for. It was worth more in my opinion, but that's really what I was at the time willing to spend. So I feel like I got a really good deal even before we open the package and see what's inside. So anyway, I know this was a little long-winded, but I'm really trying to explain to you my thought process, especially since I'm not really new to the vintage game. I've mentioned in other videos, like I love thrifting and I've been doing it since I was a kid, but I'm newer to some of these like sports tees and jerseys and things like that. I really like them, but I don't necessarily know the full story or know the full value, or I'm just getting used to tags and brands and things like that. So anyway, again, if I'm wrong with any of this stuff, just drop it in the comments. I could be completely wrong. Just drop it in the comments if I'm wrong. So let's unbox this thing. All I did is I took the tape off. I don't want anyone seeing any addresses or anything, so all I did was take the tape off, and it looks like they reused a shoebox. Clearly, I was just making sure there wasn't addresses on that side, and there's not, so that's good. They reuse a shoebox, which normally some people might get kind of upset about that because it doesn't look as good or as professional, but we have to remember that some of the whole reason that Depop is so successful and people are successful in Depop is because we are trying to reduce, reuse, and recycle, or at least that's my mission. Like all of my shipping materials are biodegradable or compostable, including the tape that I buy. So I really, really try to be conscious of that. So I actually really appreciate that they reused a shipping material rather than having to buy something new and throwing this one away. I think that's really cool. So we just have a little bit of this. And now I'm gonna grab the shirt. There's nothing else inside of it, which is fine. Cool with me. Cool with me. All right, and I got this from Griffin Moo. If you are interested in other like sports tees or other tees, etc., he has some really cool stuff. Okay, so it's in a Ziploc bag, which is cool because it's protected inside of that box. I think that that's a really good move. Again, mine are compostable. I don't expect everyone else's to be. That's totally fine. And if I wanted to, let's be honest, I'm probably going to reuse this because I'm crazy. Okay, let's see what we have going on here. Okay, it's folded up nice, which is cool, looks good. And yeah, this thing's dope. And it's like a really good size. Okay. Are you seeing this right now? How cool this is? So this is what I mean. When we're seeing these all over prints, they're just so cool. How cool is this? Okay, I want to show you guys something else. Okay, so what I'm looking at is not only just a really, really cool print that's, again, all over the place. I'm looking at, let me find it. Show you right here. See right there? It says 1993, which mine isn't date stamped, which means that mine I feel like is probably newer than 1993. That's what I was saying, like late 90s or even early 2000s. I'm not sure. Again, I am not well educated on this. Please correct me in the comments if I'm completely off track. I would love to be corrected. The other thing that kind of gave it away is the tag on this one says made in China, and it has these little things, the wash care things that came later. So we're looking at this tag, and this tag, it does have those things as well. So this maybe is a little older. I don't know yet. I really want to know, but I don't know. This one's a large, and this is actually on a Magic Johnson's tag, which is cool. And it says it's printed in the US, but made in China. Okay, so maybe mine isn't super duper new, and it's still single stitched. So I don't know, I'm gonna say late 90s on that one. I just have to do a little more research. Either way, I have to say it looks exactly like what I thought I purchased. It looks like it's in really good shape, and I'm really, really happy with it so far. So that's really, really cool. I'm really excited. So yeah, this is what it looks like. It'll look super great on. I know it will. This is a personal for now. I mean, if someone wants to offer me like a bunch of money, that's cool. But for now, I'm really looking forward to wearing this one. And with this one, I may sell it again, but I'm not going to let go of it cheap because these are just like so cool and so collectible that I don't really want to get rid of something that I've only seen one other of, and the other one is a medium, so it's like smaller and it's like not as coveted because the larger sizes seem to be harder to come by, and this particular brand runs a little bit smaller, so I would prefer to keep this larger size if possible. So anyway, as far as a quick review of the seller, awesome. I'm very impressed. There's a little thing right here on it. All right, there's like a little tiny stain. I can get that out. It's totally fine. I'm very impressed. I like the packaging, and I like that he was sustainable. And the product is completely as described. Super happy. It shipped so fast, you guys. Like, he literally got it out, I think, the next day, which is so amazing. I know I try to ship next day if possible, but if I have stuff going on, I mean, like, people understand that as well. But I try to get my stuff out as quickly as possible too. As far as my experience with Depop purchasing, I'm very happy as well. Like, it was great, and I'm going to leave him good feedback. And I'll definitely purchase something again on Depop if I find something I like. And if you guys want to follow me on Depop, please do. It's Love Megan Summer, just like almost everything else I have. It's just like my Instagram. If you want to follow my vintage stuff on Instagram, it's Megan Summer Vintage. But again, you can find that through Love Megan Summer. And if you guys have any questions on Depop,